good faith could receive an extension on tariff suspensions. However, Trump suggested that he prefers to finalize matters soon by sending letters outlining U.S. trade terms, effectively forcing countries to either accept or reject the proposed deals within the coming 1 to 2 weeks. And now for today's weather in the city. We are seeing 26 degrees Celsius at the moment with some clouds and slightly humid conditions. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Kimberly An. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Here's a quick question to get us thinking. What's the one drink you absolutely must have every day? Is it a cup of coffee in the morning, maybe a refreshing iced tea in the afternoon, or just good old water? Today, we're diving into a topic that might not surprise you, but still says a lot about our daily lives. According to a recent report, the most frequently consumed drink among Korean adults is the humble Americano. Stick around as we look at how our beverage habits have changed over the past 5 years, what age groups prefer which drinks, and what this might say about our lifestyles. It's Thursday, June 12th, 2025, and this is Midday Mate. Let's get started.
Back to the bend.
You just listened to Every Day is Like Sunday by Morrissey. The song paints a picture of a quiet, gray seaside town where every day feels slow, lonely, and uneventful, just like a sleepy Sunday. It's about the boredom of routine and the quiet desperation to escape it. Morrissey's voice really captures that mix of stillness and longing. A perfect song for when you're feeling a little reflective or just watching the rain fall outside your window. So hello everyone, we're live in the studio in Busan this Thursday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. And I'm your host, Kimberly. Hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you're doing very well on this beautiful day. And let's see what's coming up on the show for today. In hour number 1, we'll have Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today we're going to be talking about the most popular drinks by age, what adults drink most and why. After Listomania, we'll have Back to the News. Old headlines, new perspectives, a light and breezy trip through the news of the past with Claire in the studio shortly for that. Later on in hour number 2, we'll have today's quote, a moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. After today's quote, we'll have bite-sized banter, a daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew. After bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And since today is Thursday, we'll have our last segment of Living Like a Local, where maybe you're at a new culture, but no problem. We've got tips to help you to live like a local here in Korea. And now, our question of the day and text topic. Are you ready? The question is, what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? So maybe water is one of the ones that you drink a lot throughout the day. Let me know. But then tell me, what's also the second one that you drink the most? So what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? 물을 포함해서 하루 중 가장 많이 마시는 음료수는 무엇인가요? Are you a big soda person? Or are you a big coffee person? Or maybe even a juice type of person? Or maybe you're like, I don't need any of those. I just drink my water and that's all I need. Let me know. What do you consume the most during the day? Send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us as a Kakao friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of your app stores. You can download our cool and awesome app and listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now, everyone, I'll be right back with Listomania after the song. Let's listen to Lovely by Akmu.
You know, 내 스타일이 아닌 음악을 들어도 You know, 좋아하지 않는 음식을 먹어도 우산 없이 비가 와 홀딱 다 젖어도 좋아 I love it because I love you
wow. 우리 관계 디비데베를 매일 봐도 좀 같이 베개베개ning 춤추고 싶어 yeah 빌리빌리진 우리 앞 우리 옆 yeah 시기시기질도 자유로운 날같이 펄펄펄 송이가 나를 삼킬걸 알면서 나에 뛰어들었어 점점점점점
So lovely day so lovely Every day with you so lovely
Spell L-O-V-E-L-E-E 이름만 불러도 you can feel me 눈빛만 봐도 알면서 my love
You know 아끼는 옷에 커피를 쏟아도 You know 내가 준 목걸이를 잃어버려도 한 번 더 같은 거 사준 걸 다시 또 잃어도 좋아 I don't care I just care about you
여기 어때? How you like that? 퍼주고 될게 빈 털털이 두배 라떼 박수가 채안 봐고 누가 베개 넣으세 비타민 U가 필요해 만들 어쩌세 도락해 자꾸 문이 벌집 두 눈에 Honey help
So lovely, they so lovely. Every day with you, so lovely. Do, 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 do.
Spell L-O-V-E-L-E-E 이름만 불러도 you can feel me 눈빛만 봐도 알면서 난 너
누구 사랑받고 그리 예쁘게 컸니 Mommy or your daddy or them both
Lovey things 너의 곁에 every day Good morning, good night 너 이름 부를 때
So lovely, they so lovely. Every day with you, so lovely.
L-O-V-E-L-E-E 이름만 불러도 you can feel me 눈빛만 봐도 알면서 난 너
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Lovely by Akdo Musician. And now it's time for Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today we're going to be talking about the most popular drinks by age, what adults drink most and why. So let's talk drinks. And no, we're not talking about cocktails or those trendy lattes with names that I can't even pronounce. We're talking about everyday beverages, what people actually drink day in and day out. A recent consumer report looked at the top beverages consumed by Korean adults over the past 5 years. And guess what? Americano has been the number one choice across the board for adults, especially those in their 30s to their 50s. But it's not just coffee. The data shows some fascinating age-based differences, so let's break it down for you. First, the reign of the Americano. So why? Why do we drink the Americano? It's simple. It's low calorie and gives you that caffeine boost without too much sugar or milk. In Korea, it's often considered the standard coffee. For adults in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, Americano is consistently ranked the most frequently consumed beverage. It's not just a cafe favorite, it's a lifestyle. Many people drink it multiple times a day, often replacing breakfast or serving as a break time staple, meaning a mandatory drink. Some experts suggest that this trend reflects not just taste, but efficiency. With busy work schedules and health-conscious habits, adults prefer drinks that are quick, functional, and relatively low in calories. So let's get into where it gets a bit more interesting, the beverage preferences by age group. The report divided beverage choices by age group, and each tells a slightly different story. So let's look at the teens to the early 20s. They love iced tea, flavored drinks, and sweet coffee beverages were common here. The younger crowd seems to enjoy a variety of sweetness and convenience. I also remember in my early 20s or mid-20s when I first came to Korea, an Americano was a bit too bitter for me still. I just couldn't get to it. I loved getting the sugary, the milky, the creamy types of drinks that they would satisfy my sweet tooth, but also give me that caffeine boost that I needed. Also, I loved those canned coffee drinks at the convenience store. They were my favorite. They were so cheap, affordable, and sweet. So why not? I think also in my teens, growing up in America during high school, we would also go to the convenience store in America and always buy this one iced tea company. And it was delicious because I believe back then it was only about 99 cents. So with tax, only like $1.05. So it was awesome. We would always drink it. So it doesn't make a big, shocking story here that teens and early 20s really like their iced tea, flavored drinks, and sweet coffee drinks. So now, Let's move on. Let's go into the 20s to the early 30s then. This group transitions into more cafe-style drinks now. Iced lattes, cold brew, milk tea. There's still a bit of indulgence, but with a growing awareness of health and image. And this also has definitely been a big change for me too. And from my mid-20s to my early 30s, or right when I started my 30s, I started drinking a lot of cold brew. And I don't know why, but I just love the taste. I personally can't drink milk because I'm lactose intolerant, TMI. But so I also wish that I could have drank those iced lattes, but I couldn't. Isn't that weird? In my 20s and my teens, I was able to drink all those milky, frothy coffee drinks, like lattes and stuff. But in my 20s and 30s, I wasn't able to. So it's a bit of a change here. There's a shift. So now let's get into the 40s and 50s then. This is the peak Americano territory. But interestingly, plain water and green tea also ranked pretty high. There's a noticeable shift from clean to health-supporting drinks here. So yes, we're cutting out the sugar, so we're only solely drinking Americanos. But there's also a shift into green tea and also water. I think I've also caught on a bit early. I love drinking water, and that's the only drink that I drink throughout the day. So maybe that is something that we have shifted in. Let's see, now 60s and up. In this group, traditional drinks like barley tea and herbal teas were most common. Caffeine consumption drops a bit while digestion and wellness drinks go up. This data really shows how beverage choices evolve with age and perhaps lifestyle priorities. And you know, this is so true. When I meet with my in-laws and my in-law family, every meal that we have, we must finish it with some herbal tea. Some hot herbal tea also. And they always say it's good for digestion after a big meal. So I've also caught on, but not yet. I'm still more of a I'd rather drink water than have hot tea type of person. But who knows, maybe in my 60s and up, that's how I'll change. So let's look at the cultural and lifestyle influences here. Why do these drinks even matter? Because they're tied to habits. Your morning drink can reflect your routine, your stress level, and even your diet goals. In Korea, where the work culture is intense and fast-paced, coffee has become almost essential. And Americanos, being cheap, fast, and widely available, fits right in. Also, coffee shops here aren't just about drinks. They're places to meet, work, study, or even take a break. The popularity of certain drinks might say as much about our social habits as to our taste preferences. So let's hear health trends and the rise of non-caffeinated options. This is very important because some people can't have caffeine in their diet. In the last 5 years, we've also seen a quiet rise of non-caffeinated drinks. While coffee still dominates, there's growing interest in drinks like sparkling water, plant-based drinks, functional teas, and low-calorie flavored water. Especially among those in their 50s and up, people are starting to watch their caffeine and sugar intake more closely. It's not just about taste anymore, it's about wellness. And I know that there is this very popular soda company. They have now no sugar and no caffeine soda. And I always look for that in the stores because no sugar, no caffeine, why not? And it still has that soda taste. So, But I also have been drinking a lot of sparkling water at home also. Sparkling water outside of home is a bit still too pricey for me, so I don't do that. So I order a bulk at home. And that also gives you that carbonated feel so that you're able to, digest everything nicely. So what does your drink say about you? What is your go-to drink? If you love the Americano, maybe you value efficiency and simplicity. Do you prefer green tea? You might be focused on being calm and your health. Or maybe you're into some sweet lattes still. You could be balancing work stress with small moments of comfort with a sweet drink. Whatever your choice is, our drinks tell a story about how we live. And now that was our list for Listomania, the most popular drinks by age, what adults drink most and why. Hopefully you're able to learn a bit and maybe tell me, do you agree with this list or do you not? Do you fit into what the data has said or are you a total outlier and you don't drink what it says? Let me know. So now let's take a song break, everyone. Here is Forever One by Girls' Generation.
Forever one. It's love, we're not stopping. 네가 머문 이 세상이 더 아름다운 건 겁없이 외치던 나의 사랑인 너를 영원하게. You and I 터지는 눈물이 말하잖아. 난 그냥 전부 던진 거야. 아무런 망설임 따위도 멋대로 끌렸던 그대로. Oh my baby 달려가 안을게. I love 너의 모든 것들 전부인 너. 우리는 영원 We are one. 전율 속에 뜨거운 그 맘을 던져. Just like a love bomb. We are one. Girls we are forever. It's now or never. Yeah we forever. It's forever one. Ever one. Ever one. Ever one. 날 꼭 안아 절대 놓치지 마. 가슴이 뛰잖아. 다시는 아파하지 마. 너의 마음을 우린 다 알아. 다 알아. 내 곁에 있어줘. 이 순간도 마지막처럼. You know your love is crazy. 항상 그랬지. Oh my baby 사랑해 기억해. I love 너의 모든 것들 전부인 너. 우리는 영원 We are one. 전율 속에 뜨거운 그 맘을 던져. Just like a love bomb. We are one. Cause we are forever. It's now or never. Yeah we're forever. It's forever one. Ever one. Ever one. Ever one. 언제나 너 곁에 있고 싶은데 널 생각하면 강해져. There's no one like you. No one like you. 우리 꼭 영원하자. 우리 머문 이 세상에서 내게 말했어. 다시 태어나도 널 사랑할게. Cause we are the one. Ooh, I love 너의 모든 것들 전부인 너. 우리는 영원 We are one. 그 전율 속에 뜨거운 맘을 던져. Just like a love bomb. We are one. Cause we are forever. It's now or never. Yeah we're forever. It's forever one. Ever one. Ever one. Ever one.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Forever One by Girls' Generation. And I'm your host, Kimberly, and you're listening to Midday Mate. And now, our question of the day and text topic, it is, what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? 물을 포함해서 하루 중 가장 많이 마시는 음료수는 무엇인가요? And I have a few answers here. And 상윤님, hello, saying every day I drink a cup of iced Americano when I'm drowsy and also a cup of protein shake to kill my afternoon snack urge. Wow, that is a lot of, like, I don't know the word right now, but to not drink not to eat a snack, but have your protein shake, that's dedication. That's the word I was looking for. Dedication there. Because, I would always I have like a, drawer filled with snacks at work, and that's what I always reach into. And then Sang Yunim also saying for the text question, the most amount is I drink is water. I keep a glass of water filled up on my desk all day long. This also helps me stretch during working hours as an office worker, as I need to go to the water fountain and the bathroom frequently. Ah, yes, that does, help. Having water right by your desk will help you keep being hydrated at work. Thank you for your answer, Sang-Yun-nim. I have another answer here from Benny-nim saying, aside from water, coffee and sometimes soda or milk tea. Yum, milk tea. That's something I also used to love in my teens. But again, for some reason, I turned to lactose and my body just totally did not want to drink any more milk. So unfortunately, I can't have it anymore. And we have another message here from Manakdo Young-nim saying, hello. These days, the drink I consume the most is lemon water. I'm drinking about 1 liter a day, hoping that the stone lodged in my kidney will dissolve. The rest of the time, I drink various types of tea like buckwheat tea and green tea. Ah, lemon water. Yes, I heard that has a lot of health benefits for you. So, thank you for your answer. And I'll have one more. Juliet Neem, hello Juliet Neem, saying, I don't like iced Americanos. I always drink 2 cups of coffee every day and definitely hot. No matter how hot the weather is, but any form of drinks, she'll drink when it's cold. But for coffee, it must be hot. Well, thank you for all of your answers, everyone. So again, for those who are listening and who haven't answered yet, let me know. What's the drink that you consume the most during your day, including water? I have one more answer here from Choi Hee-suk-nim saying, I have a cup of honey tea before breakfast, and from time to time, I have some soy milk during the day. Actually, I'm not a big fan of drinks. But honey tea, that also sounds really good because it's good for your throat also, right? Soy milk, again, something that I can drink, very delicious. So what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water, everyone? Send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050, which will cost you 101, or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean, add us and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app, so search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of your app stores. Download the app, listen to our programs, and then you can also leave us comments after logging in. And now, everyone, I'll be right back with our Thursday segment. And now it's that time again where we have Back to the News with Claire. Hello, Claire.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Good, very good, thank you.
Good. And I'm sure that you've heard our question of the day. I know that we drink lots of different types of drinks throughout the day, but what do you consume the most?
I think for me it's iced latte. I mean, when it's cold, it's hot. But latte and Americano, obviously.
So you're a big coffee person.
Yes.
How many cups of coffee would you say that you have a day?
3?
3.
Minimum.
Minimum of 3. Really? How many have you had that was like your maximum before?
When I had drink a lot, it was like 8.
8 a day?
I lived through the coffee. But I reduced less than half, yes.
That's a big change. That's good. What about water? Do you drink a lot of water with that coffee, or you just
Try to drink a lot of. So when I wake up, I drink like how many cups? Like at least 2 cups, 2 full cups of water. And then later I drink coffee.
coffee throughout the day after that.
Yeah.
You only have the 2 cups of water and then coffee.
Maybe during
coffee.
the day, I try to drink like few sips.
Does the caffeine not bother you?
Yeah, that's why I keep drinking, I think.
Well, thank you. Everyone, if you drink more than 8 cups of coffee, let me know. Then you can beat Claire.
You could beat me.
If not, then Claire is going to be the winner.
Yes.
So everyone, it is time for Back to the News, here where we dust off some old headlines and take a fresh new look at how they've shaped the world that we live in today. And so, what are we getting into today for Back to the News?
So the first, we're covering the 2 moments that might have seemed small at the time, but ended up creating some pretty big waves. First up, a ban that made everyone rethink their takeout orders, and then the surprising new ABCs showing up in schools, algorithm, bugs, and coding blocks.
All right, let's get into it then.
So let's roll back to July 1st, 2018. Seattle made international headlines by doing something simple but kind of revolutionary. It became the first major U.S. city to ban plastic straws and utensils.
Wow. So go ahead, tell us some more about it.
Yeah, so Seattle didn't just encourage people to ditch plastic. They made it official. Food service businesses from cozy cafes to big chain restaurants were no longer allowed to hand out plastic straws or utensils. Instead, they had to switch to compostable or reusable options like paper, bamboo, or metal.
Wow. So 2018, it doesn't seem too far back.
Long ago, yeah.
So I do remember. Do you remember that shift? How did you feel when we had to shift from plastic straws?
First, I thought, oh, come on, no way. No, you can't get rid of it like all of a sudden, but they did.
Yeah, me too. At first, I was like, 설마. You know, we have plastic straws everywhere throughout the world.
Yes.
And I didn't know that it started in Seattle, but I guess I was
Me
like,
too.
So Seattle wasn't new to this game. They'd already banned plastic bags also back in 2012.
Exactly. The straw ban was part of their broader zero waste vision. The city was already focused on cutting down single-use plastics, and straws were not next on the chopping block.
Oh no. It's kind of wild how this tiny tube, just a straw, became a symbol for the whole plastic waste movement.
Totally, and a big reason was that video. A marine biologist filmed a sea turtle with a straw stuck painfully up its nose.
I remember that.
It was one of those internet moments that hits hard, and it sparked conversations worldwide.
Yeah, so I remember seeing that video for the first time, and it definitely stuck with me for a few weeks and months. Because, you know, every time I did use a straw, I started to feel a bit guilty. I was like, am I going to really hurt a turtle out there? Should I cut it up after I'm done using it? Should I just not use it at all? I was at a crossroads.
I had a friend actually mention this because when we were at the group dinner, lunch or dinner, and then she mentioned, no, I don't use straw. And everyone was like, why? Do you have any specific reason? And then she mentioned this video. And then everyone was like, oh, really? And then we all watched and then we all felt guilty. I remember that.
Yes, I remember too. And then my friend showed it to me also. And she is a big, you know, eco-friendly type of person, sustainable this, sustainable that, and trying to save the world. And I remember she went a step forward to even buy me metal straws so that I wouldn't use it, because I was like, I love straws though. So she helped me look for a different outlook. So yes.
So we are not alone.
Yes.
The image made the environmental cost of our convenience painfully real. And once that emotional connection was made, things started changing fast.
So what happened after Seattle? Did other cities jump on board right after?
They did. Malibu, Miami Beach, San Francisco, they all started drafting their own bans. Globally, Scotland and Taiwan also made announcements to phase out plastic straws and other single-use items over the next few years.
So the straw ban kind of went viral, but in a good way.
Yes, exactly. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Disability advocates raised a crucial point. For many people with certain conditions, plastic straws are essential. Alternatives like paper can collapse or pose safety risks. So accessibility became a major part of the conversation.
And rightfully so, right? Progress should never mean leaving people behind.
Completely agree. That's why many cities revised their rules to allow plastic straws on request for medical needs. It became less of a total ban and more about awareness and default behavior.
So let's get personal here. Did you make any changes after the ban then?
Oh, I did. I've tried them all. Actually, metal, glass, silicone, you name it. I use them at home, but I don't really carry them around though. Some people really don't like paper straws because of the taste, but I don't mind. Laziness wins over for me. I'd rather carry the least and just sip as is when I'm out.
Yeah, same here. I try to carry straws with me because my friend, bought me that metal straw. So I tried to, but it just never really stuck with me. And these days, if it's a paper straw, fine. If not, I just go without it. I also have some glass straws at home too that I use. But when I'm out getting a drink, I still opt for that plastic, or not that plastic, for that paper straw that they give you.
I don't really mind it.
Yeah.
It's all about finding what works for you and sticking with it. No need to overcomplicate saving the planet.
Yeah, definitely. So, and speaking of doing what works, Claire, you looked into what the experts are saying all about this, right? What did the research show?
Yes, the Strawless Ocean campaign pointed out that plastic straws are too lightweight to be sorted in most recycling facilities, so they often end up as in ocean litter. Instead, they estimate that over 71% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles have plastic in their stomachs, which increases their mortality risk.
That is really, truly heartbreaking. That's a strong case for saying goodbye to plastic, right?
It is. And the public generally agreed. Like us, a survey done by University of Washington students found 78% of people were using compostable straws post-ban, and nearly 70% supported the policy. People were willing to adapt.
You know, that's pretty impressive. That's a large number for right after the ban, right? But I also remember there was confusion about the alternatives. Some weren't also so green as they said.
Indeed. Not all compostable straws are equal. Some are made of bioplastics that still don't degrade in the ocean. Environmentalists say that paper is better because it dissolves in seawater in just hours, unlike compostable plastics, which can linger just like the originals.
So even good intentions need good science then.
Totally. The real win wasn't just banning something, it was getting people to think about what they're using and why. The straw became a gateway to bigger lifestyle changes.
I think you said it perfectly there. I think the most important thing was awareness, right?
Yes.
To have people aware that these types of plastic straws, or not just plastic straws, but anything plastic, could really hurt our environment and the animals
Where that
are
end up eventually.
So, right. I love it. So, after the break, we're going to look at something else. What happens when kids learn coding before they learn cursive? Do you guys remember learning cursive? I do.
Spoiler, it's not as scary as it sounds.
Good. So stick around, everyone. And with that, we're going to take a song break. Here is Angel Baby by Troye Sivan.
I need a lover to keep me sane. Pull me from hell, bring me back again. Play me the classics, something romantic. Giving my all when I don't even have it. I always dreamed of a solemn face, someone who feels like a holiday. But now I'm in pieces, barely believing, starting to think that I've lost all feeling. You came out the blue on a rainy night, no lie. I'll tell you how I almost died, while you're bringing me back to life. I just wanna live in this moment forever, 'cause I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the word forever, till you gave up heaven so we could be together. Oh, my angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby. You're my angel, angel, baby. I fall in love with the little things, counting the tattoos on your skin. Tell me a secret, and baby, I'll keep it. And maybe we can play house for the weekend. We came at the blue on a rainy night, no lie. I'll tell you how I almost died, while you're bringing me back to life. I just wanna live in this moment forever, 'cause I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the word forever, memorize it all alone. Yeah. I just wanna live in this moment forever. 'Cause I'm afraid that living couldn't get any better. Started giving up on the word forever. So you gave up heaven so we could be together. Oh, my angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel. Angel, baby, angel, angel, baby, angel. You're my angel, baby, baby, you're my angel, angel, baby.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Angel Baby by Troye Sivan. And now you're listening to Midday Mate, and we're in the middle of our segment of Back to the News with Claire. So we were talking about, the plastic straw and how that ban had started in 2018 in Seattle and how it has, rippled effect into the whole world. But now we're jumping into a different recent shift in our daily lives. Kids are learning to code before they can spell the word algorithm.
Yep. Today, we're talking about how coding became the new must-have subject in elementary school and how countries like Korea and the US started pushing for digital literacy at a very young age.
And from what I remember, I believe this is around the same time with the straw ban, right?
Yes.
In 2018.
That's right. In Korea, the Ministry of Education introduced coding as a mandatory subject for 5th and 6th graders. The idea was to help students build computational thinking skills early so they'd be better prepared for our increasingly digital world.
Yes, there is a shift. We are becoming very digital now. So instead of memorizing multiplication tables,
Like us, yes.
like where we had to, do that 1 minute multiplication page where I died. Now they're learning loops and logic gates instead.
Exactly, but it's not all typing ones and zeros. A lot of it is visual. Block-based programming platforms like Scratch let kids build their own games or animations by snapping code blocks together like bread.
So now I am quite jealous because, a long time ago we had that one program on our computer where it was paint.
Oh, yes.
And the coolest thing was when you used the spray function instead of the brush function. And we had floppy disks.
Yes. Same, and the U.S. joined in too. California became one of the first states to make computer science a graduation requirement. But even before high school, many districts started coding programs in elementary school.
So what is the big idea here? Why coding and why so early?
Experts like Dr. Mitchell Resnick from MIT say coding is a new literacy. It's not just about jobs, it's about giving kids tools to express ideas, solve problems creatively, and understand how digital things around them actually work.
It's like teaching them how to speak to computers, right?
That's exactly right. And it builds confidence too. A study by the John Gans Cooney Center found that kids exposed to coding showed better problem solving and even more creativity. Some even improved in subjects like math and languages.
And that's quite impressive from one, digital literacy to affect other types of subjects also.
Yes.
But I imagine it's not going to be all smooth sailing.
You'd be right. One major challenge is teaching training.
Yes.
Most elementary school teachers weren't taught computer science themselves, so schools need to invest heavily in workshops, certifications, or hire specialists, which isn't easy in underfunded areas.
Yes, I remember I was teaching here at international school in Busan also, and I was substituting that one time, and then all the students were asking, can I do Scratch? Can I do some coding? And I was like, what is that?
I will be the same.
And then they're like, it's coding. It's not fun. It's not games. Trust us. But they all wanted to do that instead of doing like their math homework. Because it was like a study hall type of class that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very interesting. But there's also a different debate, right? The screen time.
all the time. That's why educators started using unplugged activities, teaching coding logic through physical games, puzzles, or even storytelling. That way, kids learn concepts like sequencing or debugging without even touching a device.
Yes, and that's genius. You get the brain benefits without the blue lights that's constantly on you.
Indeed. But another big concern is equity. Not all kids have the same access to computers
Right.
or the internet at home. Dr. Karen Brennan at Harvard says equitable funding and support are essential so that tech education doesn't widen existing gaps.
Yes, I have a message here from Manat Yoganim saying, oh my, kids these days must have such a hard time with so much to learn. But I wonder, are they learning Hangul and the alphabet properly before they even start coding?
That will be my question as well.
Yes. We're not quite sure. I don't know the Korean education system, but I assume that they are learning Hangul, but who knows? Properly would be very subjective.
I heard they go to coding 학원.
Yes, I heard that too.
Yeah. So I was like, 그 정도? Is that much?
Yes, but a lot of my other students too, they go to a coding academy also, but they love it because they see it as playing games.
I think I can see why. Yes.
They rather do coding than write a 5-paragraph essay with me.
Of course.
So now every child should have a fair shot at this digital future. It shouldn't just depend on, the underfunded, cities and schools where they don't have the opportunity to have a computer for each student.
Yeah, and that's the goal. And beyond the coding itself, early exposure can help break stereotypes, especially for girls and kids from underrepresented backgrounds who might otherwise assume tech isn't for them.
That really resonates because growing up, tech felt like it was kind of like a boys' club.
That's exactly right. But when a 9-year-old girl builds her own animation and shows it off in class, it sends a powerful message.
Yes. So Claire, did you code as a kid then?
Not even close. I think I thought HTML was a band. And honestly, I still know nothing about coding. Never learned it in school, obviously. Never really picked it up later. I'm not really good with computer, I'd say. So hearing that today's kids are building games and apps in elementary school, it kind of blows my mind.
Same here. I remember when I was talking to a student there, I was like, what are you learning in coding or what are you learning in class? And they're like, I'm building a website and then I'm making a game on my website. And I was like, really? And I was like, how do you... No, don't explain it to me. It's okay. Because even if you explain it to me, I won't know what you're talking about at all. Back then, the goal was to get our VCR to stop blinking. And if it did, then
I'm tech savvy.
Yeah,
That's why I think it's amazing that kids today are growing up with this stuff. It's not just about tech skills. It's about confidence, creativity, and not being afraid of the digital world.
And that's the magic of today's story. It's not just about making future engineers. It's about giving all kids the tools to shape the world around them.
Exactly. And the more diverse the coders, the more inclusive that future will be.
That's very important to be inclusive.
Yes.
Wow. So we've gone through quite a lot today, from the banning straws to building software. Thank you so much for joining us, Claire.
Not a problem. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. If there's one thing to take away from today, it's this. Even small changes like skipping a straw or teaching a kid to code can ripple out into something much bigger. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware and making choices that move us forward.
Beautifully put, Claire. So now, everyone, the next time you go out to a cafe and you see that paper straw and you're just, not wanting to use it, don't worry. You should, because you're helping the environment. Don't reach for that plastic straw anymore.
The ripple effect.
Yes, because I don't think many places even have plastic straws anymore at all.
Not anymore.
Right? But I feel like they should then, get rid of plastic cups too.
Oh, yes. And even paper cup,
yes.
ideally.
Just bring your own tumbler, everybody. We have to save the world.
Yes, it is.
And for those who are learning how to code before you learn how to even do some cursive, good luck to you. And good luck to the parents out there who are trying to, navigate this digital world when we didn't even learn computer science or computer coding when we were younger. So hopefully we can all learn something new. Well, thank you so much, Claire.
Not a problem.
I'll see you next week.
See ya.
Everyone, that's the end of our first hour. I will be right back at 1 p.m. after the song, so don't go too far. Take a listen to Better Together by Jack Johnson.
combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. And our dreams, and they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart. Like, why are we here and where do we go? And how come it's so hard? And it's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings or brings new things. For tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do, but if all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. We're somewhere in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Hey, now and when I wake up, you look so pretty sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better together. If I had eyes in the back of my head, I would have told you that you look good as I walked away. If you could have tried to trust the hand that fed, you would have never been hungry, but you never really be. spend their time just floating. We were victims together but lonely. You've got hungry eyes that just can't look forward. Can't give them enough, but we just can't start over. Building with bendings, we're falling.
City lights looking like ice underneath the stars. Beautiful, but I'd rather be right here where we are. Go and tell your friends we're running late again. What you think? Pour another drink and call off the car. I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We could have nothing at all, and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon, drip on our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. Dancing in the kitchen. This whole town goes up in flames. As long as I got you with me, I'ma be okay. Slide across the floor, I'm forever yours. Yeah. What you think? Pour another drink, put it on replay. I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We could have nothing at all, and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon, drip on our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. 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 I could spend 1,000 nights right here inside this room. Tell me, baby, if you feel the same way that I do. Swear the only one I want is you, and it doesn't matter what we do. We could have nothing at all, and it still feel like nothing's missing. Now we're moving like we're on the moon. Dom Perignon, drip on our shoes. We can fly around the world, but we always end up dancing in the kitchen. 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 Dancing in the kitchen.
You just heard Dancing in the Kitchen by Lainey. The song is all about the simple, joyful moments we share with someone we love. It's not about big nights out or fancy plans. It's about late night chats, laughter, and dancing around in the kitchen just because you feel happy together. It's warm, light, and full of love. The kind of song that reminds us happiness often lives in the small things in life. So now, everyone, we're live in the studio in Busan this Thursday afternoon. Welcome to Midday Mate. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. And I'm your host, Kimberly. Hello, hello. And now it's time for hour number 2. We're going to start off with today's quote, a moment to pause during your busy day to reflect on a thought-provoking quote to just soothe your mind. After today's quote, we'll have bite-sized banter, a daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew, and we just banter all day long. After bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And then we'll wrap it all up with our segment titled Living Like a Local. New culture? No problem. We've got tips for you on how to truly live like a local here in Korea. And now, our question of the day and text topic, it is, what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? What's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? 물을 포함해서 하루 중 가장 많이 마시는 음료수는 무엇인가요? And here, I have a message right on time from Clean and Clean Neem. Hello, hello, saying, fruit-flavored water is the best. I have 1 or 2 bottles per day. And saying, hi, everyone. Welcome to the show, Clean and Clean Neem, and thank you for your answer. Fruit-flavored water. I haven't had those types of drinks in so long. I used to love them, but I haven't seen many in Korea. Or maybe they're like fruit sodas that I've seen here, but not many fruit-flavored water. Maybe I just need to open my eyes a little bit more and look for them. But yes, after you said that Clean and Clean name, I've also noticed, although I drink water the most throughout the day, I think I drink about 5 of these. And I think this one tumbler is almost 500 milliliters, so maybe around 2 liters a day. But besides water, I think the next drink that I drink the most is probably fruit juice. Like freshly squeezed juices these days. I love like the kale, apple, pineapple juice. And then I also like the watermelon juice that is out right now because they're just so delicious and they're in season. But I definitely tell them to not put added sugar into it. So it does not taste as sweet, but it is still very good. And Ponim coming into our chat. Hello, Ponim. Ponim, please let us know, what is your answer to today's question of the day? What's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? You know, some people I know, they make barley tea at home, 보리차, right? And they make a big bulk of 보리차 and then they put it into like different containers and put it into the refrigerator. And instead of drinking water, they drink that a lot. I have a lot of friends who did that when they were younger too. But are you that type of person, or are you a lemon water type of person like Manatoyonganim? Let me know. Go ahead and send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050, which will cost you 101, or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And Ponim says, hi, Kimberly, let me think. Don't worry, I'll give you all the time in the world, Ponim. So now, everyone, I'll be back with today's quote after the song. Here is Better Man by Westlife.
You and I had something special, baby. Something that you only see on movie screens. I know. Lately I've been missing you like crazy. Oh, why? Why'd you let me in just to let me go? Most guys will get high when feeling low, but I don't think that that's the way to go. Sometimes I'll be sitting on my own, thinking about life, thinking about you and me. How do you lose the one you love after giving it all? You gave it up. Well, maybe my love wasn't enough. You think you know, but you never can. How do you lose your only plan? Well, darling, just give me one more chance, and I'll give you everything I have. I'll try to be a better man. I felt things when we were naked. I saw an angel, but they've hidden their wings. I know everyone's got that special baby. Oh, why? Now I only see you in my dreams. Most guys would get high when feeling low, but I don't think that that's the way to go. Sometimes I'll be sitting on my own, thinking about life, or thinking about you
about. You took the words right out my mouth. If you feel it, say it now. It's been a while, but I figured it out. But ain't that just what love's about? You took the words right out my mouth. But if you feel it, say it now. How do you lose the one you got? After giving it all, you gave it up. And maybe my love wasn't enough. You think you know, but you never can. And how do you lose your only plan? Well, darling, just give me one more chance, and I'll give you everything I have. I'll try to be a better man.
That was Better Man by Westlife. And now it's time for today's quote. A moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. And today's quote is, sometimes all you need is a good drink and great company. Sometimes all you need is a good drink and great company. 가끔은 좋은 음료와 좋은 사람이 함께 있는 것만으로 충분합니다. So, it sounds simple, right? But if you've ever had a rough day and ended up laughing with someone over nothing, you know it's true. We often think that happiness comes from big achievements or exciting events like a dream job, a perfect vacation, or a big celebration for something. But most of the time, the best moments happen in the most ordinary places with the right people. Maybe it's sitting at a tiny table at a coffee shop, talking for hours without checking your phone, or sharing a quiet meal with your best friend after a long week, or just walking in the park with someone who listens without judging. Those moments don't cost anything, but they do leave a mark. It's kind of like we find happiness in the simple things in life, right? Sometimes we underestimate how much just being present matters. You don't have to fix someone's problems. You don't need to be funny or wise. You just need to show up. Be there. Sit beside them. Laugh when they laugh. Let them talk, or just say nothing at all and lend a listening ear. It's kind of like your favorite drink. You don't need it to be fancy or complicated. Sometimes all you want is a warm cup of something comforting. And good company is just like that. It warms you from the inside, quietly and gently. And here's something interesting. In today's fast world, where we're constantly texting and scrolling, face-to-face moments feel even more special. You know, that eye contact. I'm looking at you. The shared smile. The real laughter. Not just reading someone's LOLOL or ha 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 on our text message. These are things a screen can never replace. So maybe today, after work or after school, call someone. Not to make a big plan, not to do anything huge. I don't want you to plan a trip abroad or anything. That's not what I'm saying. Just spend time together. Share a simple meal. Go for a walk. Watch the sunset. Or just, sit in silence and enjoy each other's company. Because sometimes all you need is someone besides you. And Ponim saying, I'm all ears listening. Yes, thank you so much. So comforting, Ponim. So I couldn't agree more with today's quote again. It is, sometimes all you need is a good drink and great company. Some of my favorite moments aren't from big trips or fancy celebrations, although those are good memories as well. But some of my favorite moments are from those quiet times with close friends. A walk along the beach at Haeundae, a late night chat over some tea, or even just sitting on the porch with some music playing in the background. Those were the fun days. Those are the times that stay with me. There's something really special about being with someone who doesn't need you to say much, but still understands you. Personally, I found that the older I get, the more I treasure these kinds of moments. Yes, life gets busy, everyone. We all do, right? So, And everyone seems to be rushing somewhere. They're like, oh, I'm so busy. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. It's hard to keep in touch sometimes. But when I take the time to slow down and share a drink or a laugh with someone I care about, I always feel a bit better and a bit lighter. And it reminds me that connection doesn't have to be loud or complicated. Sometimes it's just sitting together, feeling like everything's okay, even if only for a little while. And to tell you a little bit more information, tonight I do have a dinner plan with a friend that I haven't seen in a long time. And that's what I'm looking forward to. It's not some big, extravagant, fancy restaurant that we're going to. We're not having a big party. We're just having a little quiet dinner. And I'm really looking forward to it so that we can catch up and just have some fun. Because again, like the quote says, sometimes all you need is a good drink and great company. 가끔은 좋은 음료와 좋은 사람이 함께 있는 것만으로 충분합니다. And that was today's quotes. And with that, let's take a song break, everyone. Here is Running Down a Dream by Luke Combs.
It was a beautiful day. The sun beat down. I had the radio on. I was driving. Trees flew by. Me and Dale were singing Little Runaway. I was flying. Yeah, running down a dream. Never would come to me. Working on a mystery. Going wherever it leads. Running down a dream. Felt so good, like anything was possible. I hit cruise control and rubbed my eyes. The last 3 days, the rain was unstoppable. It was always cool, no sunshine. I'm running down a dream, never would come to me. Working on a mystery, going wherever it leads. Running down a dream. I put the pedal down to make some time. There's something good waiting down this road. I'm picking up whatever's mine. I'm running down a dream that never would come to me. Working on a mystery, going wherever it leads. Running down a dream.
welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Midday Mate, and it's now time for Bite-Sized Banter with Andrew. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Not bad. Yourself?
Not so bad, also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Firing our way through June.
It's already the midway.
Kind of mid, yeah.
Kind of almost.
Kind of almost mid. It sounded like my weekend last weekend. It's kind of almost mid. No, I'm just joking. Apologies if my voice sounds, I want to say worse than regular. I don't know what it is. I don't have a cold or anything. Maybe allergies or something. I'm not sure.
You sound wonderful.
Oh, well. You yourself sound amazing. All right. So our question for today and for our listeners, for you, for everybody out there.
Yes.
What is or what was your favorite recent meal and why? So I kind of, when I came up with this question, I thought, one, it could be your favorite, what you've eaten, or maybe something you're eating recently a lot. You know what I mean? Like something you're like, ooh, I've had, some kind of chobop or something like 5 times in the past 2 weeks or something. My wallet is not that thick.
That'd be very delicious,
Yes.
though. So, everyone, 최근에 먹었던 가장 맛있었던 음식과 그 이유는 무엇인가요?
Yeah, so this one's a little bit hard for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've kind of been going down this other road that I'm not happy about.
Uh-oh. Which is?
I used to not eat a lot of... sorry. Let's rewind like 7 or 8 years. I used to eat pasta and bread like they were going out of style. Like I had to get it all into me before it was gone.
Yeah.
And then I got off of it because I was eating too much of it.
Oh.
And then now lately, I've been back on it.
I'm all about pasta and bread. And carbs.
Pasta used to be like my go-to just for the simple reason that it was easy. Mm-hmm. And I would always eat way too much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the suggested serving for pasta?
Oh, whatever. That's like, no.
Or you get like that, what are those little tools with the little holes in it? And it's like 1 person, 2 people, or 1 serving, 2 servings, 3. I'm like, that 3 servings is about my half of what I eat.
They say that at the end of a ladle, they usually have like a little hole.
Yeah.
And how much pasta or spaghetti you could fit in there is 1 serving.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's like for a kid, a child.
No, not my kids. Not my kids. They're animals. They're like, more pasta. And I'm like, settle down.
So you're back on pasta and
Well,
bread.
not so much pasta, it's spread. And I think it's, I feel Korea has, now I feel Korea used to get a lot of hate on their bread because it was like maybe too sweet or, there weren't any savory products or maybe people thought it wasn't good. I've always enjoyed it because I thought it was so different from what I grew up with. But these days I feel that, bakeries are a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm getting, I don't know, the little sausage and the croissant and these things. But if I had to choose one meal would be a sandwich.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, a sandwich with, I believe it was like turkey breast and ham or something like that.
Yum.
And pesto. Pesto just kicks everything's behind. There you go, yeah. All right, so that with some arugula and a side of like a bag of like kettle chips, or I think they were kettle chips, I don't know.
Yum.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds divine.
Yeah. Anything that you've been eating a lot of recently or that you can remember is like, man, that was top notch.
For me, I have 2 things.
All right.
I've been really into burgers these days.
Oh, hey, you don't have to say that. Tell me twice.
Like, I used to like burgers.
Yes.
But now I love burgers. I am infatuated with
All right.
burgers. I love them. And, there's this one place in Irgwang that my husband and I go to. Delicious.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'll have to get the name later.
Yes, it is so good. And the fries there are so good. I mean, fries are always something up my alley. But a different thing from burgers and fries, it's June, it's getting hotter, and watermelons are in season.
Yeah, I remember we were over at a friend's place. This is probably a month and a half ago, and someone had a watermelon, and I was like, whoa, did you get that for a gift or did you break the bank? They're like, it was a gift. I'm like, oh my God, thank goodness. I didn't want you to spend that much money because we were coming over. They're like, we wouldn't have. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it's something that for me, watermelon and pineapple for me are a problem. I could sit and eat them until they're gone.
Did you ever try eating a whole watermelon yourself?
What size?
I don't know.
No,
Regular size.
I definitely probably eaten a half of one.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's big.
Definitely.
But for me, it's not just watermelon because, I get tired of chewing. So for me, I've been loving watermelon juice. Freshly squeezed, or not squeezed,
Pressed?
pressed.
Smoothied?
Yeah, those types of watermelon juices.
Yeah. It just makes it so easy, but it's also that it's on the go. Mm-hmm. I think that's the big thing for me, is if I can get, something like that and it's healthy, like you said, 100% watermelon juice, maybe some ice tossed in there or
Yes.
something, right? But that's same as if you get like a smoothie. If you go to a place, I know some people will say, oh, it's a bit expensive. It is, but I think when you're paying for a fresh product, I think it's a little bit easier to pay a little bit more,
Yeah.
I think. But, if you get, like a green juice, I love a green juice. But to make that at home, I feel sometimes is going to cost you more in the long run because are you going to use all those ingredients?
Yeah.
I don't know. We always find things in the back of our fridge. You're like, when did I get there?
We quote unquote meal prepped that like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it never got eaten.
Not a chance.
And then we throw it away.
Exactly.
But yes, I love watermelon juice. It's my favorite. Some places make it with concentrates. I don't go to those places. It
Yeah.
has to be fresh watermelon.
Yeah, it does make a huge difference. And I feel also your body feels better. It's not like I know sugar is sugar. It doesn't matter. Some people say if it's from a chocolate bar or from an orange juice, sugar is sugar. But I feel my body does something different when it's natural.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
Maybe I'm just making this up and I'm lying, but I'm full into the lie.
But pop quiz.
Sure.
How much do you think a watermelon is in the States?
That's the thing. I would say if we're going like an 8-pound watermelon, which would be like we'll say like 3.5 kilos, something like that. I'm going to go like $5.
Yes. Ding dong ding.
Yeah.
I don't have a prize for you.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's not too much different in Canada. And it's like tack $1 or $1.50 on whatever it is in the States. And that's like last summer when we were home. My son was like, hey, Dad, look at the price of even he knows that watermelons are expensive. And yeah, we ate our fair share of watermelon when we were back home.
Yum.
Yeah.
Well, for you, your sandwiches, they sound really good in this
Yeah.
warm weather also.
Yeah, nice. And especially if you get like the vegetables, like, cold tomato on there and it's crisp with the other veggies. Oh, yeah, I'm talking myself right into something for dinner today.
That sounds delicious. So everyone, what is your favorite recent meal and why? Let us know. What have you been craving? What have you been eating a lot of? So let us know. And Andrew, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And welcome back, everyone. That was our bite-sized banter segment for today. And, we're talking about food because we always love to talk about food, right? What was your favorite recent meal and why? So what is it? For me, it was, my burgers and fries and watermelon juice. And for Andrew, it was his sandwiches, and they sound so good. Oh my gosh. So let's see. It's lunchtime, right? So hopefully everyone, if you're listening, I hope you had lunch already and I'm not making you hungry. So Benny Name saying for me, katsudon and chicken teriyaki and beef yakiniku. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I looked up the pictures during that whole time and they all look super good. Especially the first one, this one here. The katsudon, that looks very yummy. On top of some rice, yum. So now, we have another one here from Manakdo Yonim saying 국화빵. Oh, without any real reason for it, but it's just very good. 어쩌면 because 국화빵 파는 트럭이 일주일에 한 번씩만 저의 동네에 오기 때문에 그런 것인 이유가 있는 것 같아요. Because so this 국화빵, they come, it's like a food truck that comes over to her house every week, so then she's able to buy it. 국화빵. I've never had this before, but it looks very good. Also, I think it's filled with pat, right? I don't really like pat, but if 만학도 영어님 likes it, I'm willing to give it a try. We have another answer here from 최숙님 saying, the other day I had 낙곱새 전골, which is 낙지, 곱창, and 새우 when I went to Seoul. It was really good for me. Ah, yes. Oh my goodness. 최숙님, I had 낙곱새 전골, I think 2 weekends ago, and it was so good. We took out the 새우 so that we could get more 낙지 and 곱창, and I love the 곱창 that's in it. It's so delicious. And you just, mix it with the rice. I am hungry, everybody. So again, let me know what your answer is for our bite-sized banter question for today. What was your favorite recent meal and why? And with that, let's take a song break, everyone. Before you hear my stomach grumbling, here is Na 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 by GOT7.
I've got a message 나 지금 심심해란 말이도 내 손이 바빠 대화가 끊기지 않게 마주가고 싶은 너에게 가로 세로처럼 취향을 말해줘 널 알아가게 마음과 마음이 닿게 손과 손이 닿게 쉬다 가도 돼 넌 나의 품에 오늘 네 옆자리 나 널 웃게 해줄 사람 나 기분 네가 좋아 나 모든 게 난 궁금해 자꾸 실없이 웃으면 나 픽 천천히 줄어가는 우리의 걸리 핵심이 저기 말해 걸어갔던 내 맘이 조금 답답하지만 참는 자기의 복이 있잖아 제스를 시작해 서로에 대한 얘기 어쩌면 아찔한 얘기들까지도 모든 길은 열어둬 선은 지원해줘 짓궂어도 뭐 어때 이대로 좋잖아 오늘 네 옆자리 나 널 웃게 해줄 사람 나 기분 네가 좋아 나 모든 게 난 궁금해 아마 우린 같은 생각 하고 있는 것 같은데 대체 뭐가 망설여져 조금씩 마음을 풀어놔도 돼 알고 싶어져 너의 모든 게 다 사소하더라도 알려줘 네 모든 걸 오늘 네 옆자리 널 웃게 해줄 사람 나 기분 네가 좋아 나 모든 게 난 궁금해
And you just listened to Na 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 by GOT7. And now it's time for Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And this week we're going to learn expressions from the TV series called Suits. So let's do a little recap of what we have learned so far this week. On Monday, we learned about the expression, sales on my new line are tanking. tanking. So what does it mean to tank? It means to drop or suddenly fail, and it will fail dramatically. It's often used when talking about business, stocks, or sales, and even performances. So when a stock goes down, it says it is tanking. It goes all the way down. On Tuesday, we talked about the expression, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. And it means I'll handle the problem. You don't need to worry about it. And it's often used when someone takes full responsibility to fix a situation. On Wednesday, we talked about the phrase with all due respect from the longer expression. Then with all due respect, send her a gift basket and be done with it. So with all due respect, this is a polite way to introduce a disagreement or a suggestion that might go against what someone else is thinking. With all due respect. So now, what are we going to learn about today? But before, let's go over the scene again. In this part of the scene, Harvey meets Daisy Jones, the young influencer, who was, going against this big cosmetics company, and her lawyer to negotiate a takedown to have of a damaging video. So we have Daisy Jones. She's our young influencer with 50 million followers on her social media. And they want her to take this down or take this video down of her saying that this, concealer made her break out, which is making the sales of the cosmetics company go tanking. So Daisy's lawyer explains the emotional and financial harm the video has caused. And Harvey listens but remains calm and strategic. Then he asks a simple yet powerful question saying, so what's it going to take? What's it going to take? This phrase is Harvey's way of asking, what do you want in order to resolve this? It shows he's ready to negotiate, to understand the other party's demands, and to find a way to settle the conflict, if possible. So, let us analyze this phrase. What's it going to take? So here we have the word so. Here it's used as a transition to prompt for more information. And then when he says, what's it going to take? This is an informal way of asking, what do you need or want in order for this to happen? Or basically, what will it cost? It's a question about the conditions or demands required to reach an agreement to make something happen. So what's it going to take? What do you want for this to, go ahead and settle? This phrase is common in negotiations, problem solving, or when someone wants to cut to the chase and get straight to the bottom line. So, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? So, here, in business or in negotiations, you can use this in real life. When discussing a deal or compromise, you can ask, hey, so what's it going to take for you to sign the contracts? When resolving conflicts, it helps clarify expectations quickly. So say that you're trying to sign on for a job, maybe, and you just aren't wanting to yet. And then the other person will ask you, hey, so what's it going to take for you to sign this contract? What do you want? Do you want a bonus? Do you want a raise? What do you want? Or in everyday conversations, if a friend is hesitant to help you, you might say, all right, so what's it going to take to convince you to come with me? When trying to motivate someone, it means what do you need to get motivated? So say that you want to go to some concert, but you don't want to go alone. So you're trying to say, hey, please come with me. And they're like, I don't want to go. And you can say, what's it going to take for you to go with me? What's it going to take? Or in problem solving, when you're trying to fix a situation, you can ask, so what's it going to take to get this project back on track? What's it going to take? Because we had a problem, there was a little bump on the road, and we need to find a way to get back on track. So what's it going to take? What do we need to do? Think about a time when you were negotiating something, maybe with a teacher, a boss, or maybe even your parents. Did you ever ask or hear someone ask, so what's it going to take? What was the situation like, and what did the other person want? And did asking this question actually help solve the problem in whole? Or maybe you've been asked this question, and how did you respond then? Did it help you clearly express what you needed? So, what's it going to take? It's a powerful question that cuts through the noise and focuses on the solution. It invites honesty, clarity, and opens the door for negotiation. In tough situations, knowing what the other side really wants is the key to move forward. Whether it's a business deal, a personal favor, or resolving a disagreement, this question helps find the middle ground. Remember, sometimes the best way to get results is to ask directly. So, what's it going to take? I have a message here from Manokdo Young님. I love it. Saying all of these expressions in Korean. So tanking, saying 푹망이다. Or I'll take care of it. 내가 처리할게. Or with all due respect. 송구하지만. And then for today, Po님 saying, what will it take? 얼마면 돼? 그런 vibe이군요. Yes, it's that type of vibe. So what's it gonna take? 얼마면 돼? So now let's take a song break, everyone. Here is Dynamite by BTS.
Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beat chain like money. This go overload, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, bring a friend, join the crowd, whoever wanna come along. Word up, talk, just move right off the wall. They're light, sky's the light, so we dance to the break of dawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got the license, so you should keep your eyes on the ball.
This is getting heavy, can you hear the bass? Boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this bitch chain like money. At this go overload, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm down, you know I glow. And let's go! Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Life is dynamite. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Life is dynamite. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Light it up like dynamite. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. 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 Light it up like dynamite. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. This is so watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Like the spotlight. Like the dynamite. Shining through the city with a little funky soul. Light it up like dynamite.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Dynamite by BTS. And now it's time for our segment titled Living Like a Local, where maybe you're at a new culture, but no problem because we've got tips to help you live like a local here in Korea. So now, you may see that there are some cultural differences you might notice when you first arrive in Korea. So it's always interesting to see what can be a bit of a shock. But don't worry, I'll share some personal stories of when I felt the same way and how I overcame those challenges to truly live like a local. And today we're talking about something that is very relevant in my life today because it is something that I have gone through recently. And it is the significance of the 70th birthday, the 칠순. And no, not my 칠순. Someone else's. So we're going to be talking about the meaningful milestone in Korean culture of the 70th birthday celebration. So first, some of you listening may not be Korean or may not be in Korea, so you may not know what is 칠순. So let me let you know. In Korea, turning 70 is called 칠순, and it holds deep cultural and historical significance. Traditionally, reaching 70 was considered a major achievement because life expectancy used to be much lower. In the past, living to 70 was so rare that it was seen as a blessing or even a miracle, making 칠순 a moment of a huge celebration. So, here, the origins of 칠순 go back to the Confucian traditions, which emphasize respect for elders, family loyalty, and ancestral reverence, right? The birthday is not just a party. It's a way to thank and honor the elder for a lifetime of hard work and sacrifice. It's common for children and grandchildren to plan and host the event, often with a formal banquet, traditional hanbok attire, and ceremonial bows, which is 절, to express gratitude and respect. Some families will even create a special photo wall or a slideshow of the elder's life journey, and the celebration might include performances, speeches, and elaborate meals. So even today, 칠순 continues to be one of the most respected age milestones in Korean society, alongside 팔순, which is when they turn 80, and also 구순 when they turn 90. So the reason why this has become something close to me is because my father had his 칠순 in 2023, and now my father-in-law is going to have his 칠순 this year. But let's see. Turning 70 in the US, it's quite different from the 칠순 ceremony that we have here in Korea. In America, turning 70 is usually seen as another milestone birthday. Yes, of course. But it's not often celebrated more casually. People may throw a party, go on a trip, or enjoy dinner with close friends and family, but there's not like the same level of tradition or cultural expectation behind it. While reaching 70 is still respected in America, it doesn't carry that same ceremonial weight or deep sense of family duty as it does in Korea. There is no national custom or unified way of celebrating it. How it's done really depends on each individual or the family on how they want to celebrate the 70th birthday. So, why is there a difference? As I mentioned before, Korea has a strong Confucian influence, which emphasizes respect for elders, family unity, and honoring your parents and grandparents. That's why birthdays like 칠순, 팔순, and 구순 are seen as major family events, and many people even prepare months in advance for them. In the US, individualism plays a larger cultural role, and while milestone birthdays are acknowledged, they're not always community or family-centered in the same way. There is a less of a cultural expectation to host a large gathering or pass down traditions through such celebrations. So here, I have to plan my father-in-law's 칠순 this year. Or not I have to plan it. My husband is planning it and I'm helping him along with it. So we don't have like a big family here in Korea, so we're just going to have like a small dinner, but he reserved quite an expensive place for a formal dinner. So that way we're able to honor him also. And not just that, they have like a private room so that we're also able to, get like the different types of things that you put on the table so that it's a bit of like a 장식. So there's more decoration there, saying that it is his 70th birthday. Alongside that, I have, taken the responsibility to get the cake. And my father-in-law really loves to play pool. And so we decided to get him a pool-themed, not like swimming pool, but pool like 당구-themed cake. And that also is quite pricey. And for the present, we decided to do a 돈. 꽃다발. So with some 용돈 around each rose, we are deciding to do that. And hopefully he's not listening and he won't know. And it'll be a surprise still for him. But yes, for me, celebrating a 칠순 has been definitely new and something that has been new for me here in Korea. Whereas in America, I actually missed my father's 칠순, or I went, but we didn't have like a big party for him. We just had like a family dinner out. It wasn't so grand. It was like a regular birthday. But seeing the difference on how I'm celebrating the two different birthdays here has definitely opened my eyes to the culture. So yes, hopefully you learned something new also today. Chilsun isn't just a birthday in Korea. It's a reflection of the country's values around aging, family, and respect. Experiencing one can be truly heartwarming and eye-opening, and it's more meaningful to step toward living like a local. So let me know, maybe you have a different culture coming in and listening today. How do you celebrate the 70th birthday in your culture and where you are from? Let me know. And that was it for Living Like a Local today. It's time for another song, everyone. Here is Space Hurts by JC Stewart.
Thought I needed time, some space to breathe now. I said a couple days and I'll be good. And I know it was me who wanted to leave now. I guess you never thought I ever would. But space hurts, and whenever she's not here, I crave her. And the darkness comes in near. She said, when you coming back, when you coming home? I've been waiting all night for your call. 'Cause space hurts. Yeah, space hurts. I know I've been acting like a child now. I know I was far too hard to please. But it's funny how the space can make you realize now that she's the only thing I'll ever need. 'Cause space hurts, and whenever she's not here, I crave her. And the darkness comes in near. She said, when you coming back, when you coming home? I've been waiting all night for your call. 'Cause space hurts. Yeah, space hurts. And now I realize what you mean to me. How there's nothing in this world that could possibly make me feel the way you did. Oh, honestly, I see it now. And oh, 'cause space hurts. And whenever she's not here, I crave her again. And the darkness comes in near. She said, when you coming back, when you coming home? I've been waiting all night for your call. 'Cause space hurts. Yeah, space hurts.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Space Hurts by JC Stewart. And we're nearing the end of the show, but let me ask you again. Our question of the day and text topic. It is, what's the drink you consume the most during your day, including water? 물을 포함해서 하루 중 가장 많이 마시는 음료수는 무엇인가요? And I have an answer from Ponim because I asked her to answer. And she said, it is definitely water. I don't drink others often. And that's fine because I drink water most of the time also. And we also have 치맥님 saying, hello, hello. 이 기회에 물을 한 잔 마셔야겠어요. I need to drink a cup of water for this opportunity. 너무 물 안 마셔요. I don't drink that much water. Saying, I'm mostly a soda person. Soda person. That's a lot of sugar. 치맥님, gotta watch out. Make sure it's low sugar and low caffeine for your health. But thank you for your answer, Ponim and 치맥님. I hope you're having a good Thursday. And now, everyone, it is time to wrap up the show. I've been your host, Kimberly, and here is our last song, To Heaven by Hogak. Thank you for listening on this beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
않니 매일 꿈속에 찾아와 제잘 되던 너 요즘은 왜 보이질 않는